especially at the beginning. Anybody over the age of 40 who had a long relationship with God, just some maturity to bring to the table. I love how we're growing in that area here. I love it that we have some people who have been walking with God for a long time and have some life experience. That brings so much stability and strength. But I would find myself, every time I would go to my home church, which is a large church, which has lots of people who have been walking with Jesus for a long time, I would find myself going there and I would look and think, that person is 60 years old and she's been a Christian for 40 years. That person is 50 years old and he's been a Christian for 20 years. What a pillar of the faith. And I'd count all these people who have loved Jesus for so long and had all this maturity as Christians who I would love to have here to serve those who really needed that. And I would cry because I just couldn't reconcile the fact that there were so many who, and they were doing great things. I'm not saying they weren't serving Jesus. They were doing wonderful things in that church, but I found myself a little jealous. Like, we need that so desperately here. But City Life, we are growing up. And some of you have come in with some maturity in life and in the Lord. And some of you didn't come into City Life with maturity in life and in the Lord, but you've been here now for 5 or 6 or 7 years, and now you're getting more. And God is calling that out of us to those perplexed people, to those people who have been tossed aside, who simply need someone to listen to. It's not that hard to have a spiritual conversation with somebody. We build it up into this big thing. It's not that hard to just say, tell me about what God's doing in your life. Let me tell you what Jesus means to me right here today. Harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. I think that harassed and helpless is another way of saying messy. Because ministry is messy. Now, we have this ministry fair set up today, and if you're visiting with us today, once a year we take 5 minutes out of the service to do what we just did today. This isn't a normal thing that we typically do here. Okay, so thanks for bearing with us on that. But we do this once a year to get people to join ministry teams, to get involved in serving, to get messy. And we have this idea of, oh, it's going to be great working with the youth group because I just love teenagers. Well, if you think you love teenagers, have you worked with them lately? They're crazy. I love kids. Have you wiped a snotty nose lately? I love tech stuff. Have you dealt with feedback coming from a monitor and you can't control it and everybody's turning around and staring at you when it's going wrong? Ministry is messy. Have you done outreach only to have people say, I just don't care, leave me alone? Ministry is messy. You get dirty in the field. When you're out in the harvest field, you get full of dirt.